And why isn't it Max? Because let's be honest, I think the chances of Max not winning the race are going to be pretty slim, aren't they? If Max doesn't win, I'll be very surprised. Unless Carlos Sainz or Liam Lawson takes him out in the first corner. I mean, I can't completely rule it out. Yeah, I like Karun. I don't dislike Karun. I don't mind him. He's alright. There's a few pundits that I don't like, but most of them aren't really with Formula One anymore. So, well, he seems just like a pretty down to earth guy. The thing with Karun as well, this isn't a negative on him, but he was never a top driver, so he doesn't have like some sort of ego. Do you know what I mean? He had time in Formula One. He's got Formula One experience. But he's good as a pundit. Oscar Piastri to win. I think that's it's bold. Listen, I mean, maybe. See, Anthony Davidson's another good example. Had time in Formula One, but didn't excel in Formula One. Admittedly, like Karun wasn't in one of the top teams. Anthony Davidson didn't excel in Formula One, but since leaving Formula One, he's gone to sports cars and done brilliant. Like Anthony Davidson's done brilliant in sports car racing. Clearly a talented driver, knows his stuff, and I'm a big fan of Anthony Davidson because the way he puts stuff across in the broadcast is just, he explains it in a way that makes sense from someone who has raced in Formula One and plenty of other, disciplines as well. So, and yeah, Martin Brundle's a good example as well because he raced in, the Schumacher era, that classic era, if you like. But he will admit himself that he was never at the level of the top drivers. He knows that himself. He said that. So, I think sometimes you think, no, I'm good. You're successful in karting and lower league racing and stuff. And then when you get to the top and you see what other drivers are able to do, I'm sure, I could be wrong, but wasn't Martin Brundle teammates with Schumacher at one point? I'm sure he was. At Benetton? I want to say Benetton. Yeah, 92 in Benetton. So he got to see firsthand what Schumacher could produce. And at that point, you're like, yourself, I can't do that. And it sounds so simple, doesn't it? But some people just have a feel for everything, the feel of the car, and that you just can't explain. Yeah, they've just been putting the engine cover back on Hadjar's car. It'd be a shame if he wasn't able to start the race. I mean, honestly, a great qualifying from Hadjar in 8th. It was just that Lawson had such a good qualifying that it kind of overshadowed Hadjar. But, Hadjar's been the one to watch. So at this point in the season, it was really good for Lawson to come in and put in a good performance. Now he's got to back it up in the race, though. So we'll see. Yeah, Max's last couple of races, what has been doing really well. One thing I hate, though, is this narrative that the Red Bull is like the slower car. And I'll tell you why that narrative is nonsense around here. And Norris did say this, but he got slated for a little bit. Even Yuki Tsunoda's in like the top 6. So I think that was him saying that The Red Bull isn't like the slower car or something around here. This weekend, the Red Bull seems like it is a little bit quicker, or at least matching the McLarens. It's not like Max pulled a lap that, you know, they were a second down on the McLarens and what have you. Max is always going to get the maximum out of that car, but the last couple of races, especially Monza, for whatever reason, that Red Bull has been performing a lot better. And combine that with his ability to maximize it, then they're going to be at the front. So this narrative, you know, that that it's the slower car and Max is able to put the slower car on pole. No, it's equally as quick around here. One thing I don't understand is people suggesting that Max is back in the championship. He's like 94 points behind Oscar Piastri. 94 with like what, 8 races to go, I want to say. I want to say there's 8 races. Let's have a look. Schedule. How many we got? We got Singapore, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 races after this. You're not making up a 94-point gap in 7 races unless Piastri and Norris just crash out of every race. I mean, that's just not feasible, I don't think. All they need to do is just... They could finish behind him in every race and he would never win. So I think that's just a little bit far-fetched to suggest that he's back in the title hunt. But... I know people should never rule Max out, and you shouldn't, but I think that's a bit far-fetched. Just because it's not just Max. Max will get the max out of that car. Pardon the pun. Every time, but you'd be relying on both McLarens to just not finish, which would be mental. So... Verstappen is going to start. If Sainz gets a run, Sainz is going to send it. But the times Max gets a bad start, they're so rare. Max is exceptionally good off the line. He very rarely gets a bad start. So you got Max, Sainz, Lawson, and then Antonelli and Russell behind. Then Tsunoda, Norris, Hadjar, Piastri, Leclerc, Alonso, Hamilton. Hamilton needs to get past Alonso. I mean, Leclerc's going to struggle to get past Piastri, isn't he? Or maybe, you know, if Leclerc gets back past Piastri at the start, you know, and if Hadjar has those issues, if they rear his their ugly head again, it would suck for him, but it would help Piastri. Tsunoda, Russell, Antonelli. They're not going to be easy to get past at all. So, yeah, it's going to be tricky. It's going to be very tricky. I mean, I hope Ferrari does better, but I mean, it's unlikely. I think the most you can hope for from Ferrari is 5th, maybe, with Leclerc. I don't see Leclerc getting more than 5th, and I don't see Hamilton getting past Leclerc, so... yeah. I think Russell will probably end up having better race pace than Antonelli, and I think... yeah, I think 5th for Leclerc. Hello, Juice. How are you doing? Howdy. It is 12 o'clock UK start. 8 minutes until the start of the race. 8 minuto. I mean, if it's anything like qualifying yesterday, then it could be spicy. But the wind is a little bit less. Other things to consider: it did rain overnight, so the track is pretty green. So it could be a bit slippery in those first few laps. I haven't watched a race with you guys for Well, all season. So, looking forward to it. If McLaren outscore Ferrari by 9 points today, they'll win the Constructors. And I still think they will win the Constructors, even starting where they are. So, yeah. Yeah, Baku could be, could be spicy. I'm looking forward to it. I still feel sorry for Lando because he's, 34 points or 36 points behind Piastri? But, like, so many of those... How much did he lose? 17 points when he had that DNF? Yeah. You never want to lose a championship or lose the chance of a championship based on reliability, but unfortunately, that's the way it is. If he does lose it by that amount of points, you could argue that races like this weekend, where he should have put it at least in the top 3, even if Verstappen was quicker, Norris should have been put in his second or third. He shouldn't be behind an RB and a Williams, should he? And so when he needed that lap, he didn't have it. So you could look at that DNF and say, well, he DNF. But you could look at results like this and say, well, his teammates starting in bloody 9th, and instead of him starting 2nd, he's starting in 7th. So it is kind of... He's had a few situations where that's happened. He has bottled it a few times. Yeah. As we were talking about that, for those of you that are watching on or not watching on Sky, there was basically a clip of Lando Norris fucking up. It was just clips of Lando Norris going into the wall and fucking up his qualifying. Just a whole clip of them just from this season. So, I mean, to be fair, one of you will remember, because my memory is terrible, other than, obviously he crashed in qualifying yesterday, Oscar Piastri hasn't had that many mistakes that I can think of off the top of my head. Other than some lockups trying to get past. He's had a few of those, but he's usually been pretty consistent this the first half of the season, which is why he's got that lead. Lando's been messing up, but Piastri's just been there. So, Boots, good afternoon. So, Lando's been messing up in qualifying a little bit, hasn't he? And then it's been a situation where he's just not able to get past, and that's kind of ruined his whole race. Australia, yeah. Well, yeah, Lando spent years just saying, well, Lewis is in the fastest car, so he should win every race. And now Lando's in the fastest car, and not only is he not winning every race, he's not even beating his teammate. It's always easier to make those statements when it's not you in the car, though, isn't it? So we knew it yesterday when we were watching it as well, but apparently I saw this afterwards. Qualifying yesterday lasted longer than every Grand Prix so far this season. I said it was a long time. Like, what? It was so long. It's normally like 50 minutes to an hour. Absolutely insane. Chris, how are we doing? Yeah, I think Lando maybe misunderstood what Lewis was saying in the cool down room last season, but there's just a couple of drivers that come across as quite unlikable. And Lando has moments where he comes across as unlikable. And other times where, you know, I generally like Lando. You know, wears his heart on his sleeve. But there's a few things he says that comes across as very unlikable. And George Russell doesn't even need to speak for me to find him unlikable. I just look at him and I see smugness and I just, something about him. Yeah, he does, Chris. I actually think that's largely to do with he comes from a wealthy, sort of well-to-do family, doesn't he? I don't think, you know. Mazepin, yeah. God, I forgot about Nikita Mazepin. What's he doing these days? Did he stop racing? Yeah, I actually completely agree, Afi. Now, I still think over the past, like, 3 or 4 years, there's been times where Max has crossed the line on the track. And especially when it was against Lewis, and, you know, I personally wanted Lewis to win. I think there's a dislike towards him. But honestly, I think I've grown to like him more the last couple of years. He's a pretty straight shooter. He goes over the line on the track, but to some respects, you respect it because he's just a die-hard racer, isn't he? So in some respects, I respect that. But for the most part, he comes across pretty chill. I love the fact that he's doing endurance racing at the Nürburgring. He just lives and breathes racing. He goes home, goes sim racing, and then he goes and does his Nürburgring, and then he comes back to Formula One. Like, he's an absolute lad. He's an absolute lad. Just loves racing. Right, we need to speak on this. Max Verstappen is starting on the hard tyres. Then Sainz, Lawson, Antonelli are starting on the mediums. Russell, Tsunoda, hards. Norris, Hadjar, Piastri, Leclerc, Alonso, mediums. Hamilton, Bortoletto, hards. So, a mix of hards and mediums. But Max is starting on the hards. And the cars behind are on the medium. Hi, Eddie. Zoop. I think Max will win this race pretty easily. I think the McLarens will come through the field, but it'll take them too long. And I think, well, to be fair, there's a very good chance of a safety car, isn't there? So even if Max gets ahead early doors, let's be honest, there's a very good chance of a safety car. I'm not sure what the percentage is at Baku, but I imagine it's pretty high for safety cars. So... Six red flags in quali, yeah. It was essentially 2 hours of qualifying. Fine. It was insane. Oh yeah, the castle section. There's a camera they have on the front wing, and when the cars are going through the castle section, I just flinch. It's just not right, Michael. Yeah, Crystal Spark is fun. So, Sainz, Lawson, and Antonelli behind Verstappen are on the mediums. So, just watch out for this. 3 cars behind Max are on the mediums. If Lawson got ahead of Max, presumably they would just tell him to move out of the way, wouldn't they? And if that did happen, obviously I'm conjecturing a complete story here, but situations like that are the reason why I don't like one company owning 2 teams. But let's see what happens. So, for any of you that, you know, want to sync up, they're lining up on the grid right now. Yeah, Lawson and Sainz have had a few comings together, haven't they? Ooh. Ooh. Hey, for the 21 months, Boots. I appreciate you. Yeah, Max is starting on hards. 3 cars behind on mediums. You can watch Sky through the website now, Chris, can you? I didn't know that. Eddie, thank you for the 73 months. Right. Cars are lining up on the grids. I'll tell you when the lights, green flag, lights 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go. Long delay. A good start from Max, though. He needed it, and he got it. Yeah, Piastri didn't... What happened to Piastri? What happened to Piastri? I've no idea what happened to Piastri. He's at the back. He's last. Hamilton got past Alonso. Norris. Oh, he's at the wall! Piastri's at the wall! Oh my god! He's fucked it. We were just saying how he hadn't had an issue, and he crashed in qualifying now and the race. Oh my god. Oh, he's fucked it so hard. Oh, wow. Oh, Oscar. This is huge for Lando now. I'm watching the replay. Oh, he's just locked it up around the outside. I think that's a byproduct of him dropping to last. He was trying to get places really early, and he was going around the dirty side on the outside and just ran wide. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Where did Lando start 7th? Yeah, he did. So Lando lost out, didn't he? He almost lost out to Charles Leclerc. You're right. Norris actually lost a position. Wow. Hi, Tom. I can't... Oh, dear. So, Albon, Ocon have now pitted. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I thought it'd be a safety car lap one, but I wasn't expecting it to be Piastri. Yeah, so they're saying that apparently he jumped the start, Piastri, but then... So I'm going to need to... I haven't seen a replay of what happened to him at the start, but... I think he was trying to make overtakes early because he lost so many positions, and he's just misjudged it. He's gone around the dirty side and just no grip around there. It's not really an overtaking spot either. Wow. Wowzer. So Norris now, assuming he finishes in the points, will gain on Piastri, which is what he needs. Oh yeah, Piastri just didn't move. Oh, it's a calamity of errors this weekend. We were just saying how Oscar's been solid, and then this weekend he's had a meltdown. Crashes in qualifying, doesn't get off the line, jumps the start, and then crashes out on the first lap. We're just saying how solid he was, and he's gone to mush. He's turned into a liquid. I tell you what, Yuki Tsunoda had a great overtake on George Russell, but I think George got back past him. Oh, yeah, George sent it in. Yuki left the door. Why? What are you doing, Yuki? You did the hard work. You did the hard work. Yeah, and Hadjar got past Norris, who was... I tell you what, that is a good move from Hadjar from downtown. I don't think Oscar was expecting... Lando was expecting that. Fair play. Yeah, Chris, just... Oh, Oscar. Oscar. Yeah, a lot. The thing is, though, you can move, but I think providing you're not moving when the lights go, you can get away with it, I think. Oh, he definitely jumped, didn't he? Yeah, I was just watching it back. He definitely jumped. Yeah, he absolutely reacted to Piastri. Piastri's done him there. He definitely jumped. He's getting a penalty, for sure. There's no way. Here's a question, and I don't know the answer to this. Oh, God. Ocon in the wall there. Now, if Oscar has jumped the start, but is now out of the race, because he can't serve a penalty, does that mean he'll get it for the next race? Is he going to be doubly ruined? A bit like Lewis Hamilton when he was out at Zandvoort, had to serve his penalty for the next race. If I don't know, but if it's deemed that he's jumped the start, will he get the penalty at Singapore? I'm trying to think. Striker, thank you so much, buddy, for the 53 months. How you doing, man? Yeah. Yeah, Oscar, even when he started moving, he didn't get anywhere, did he? Yeah, it's basically saying, well, you weren't penalized during the race for what you did, so it has to follow through, but... I mean... I think if something's happened in the race and it doesn't involve a safety issue and it doesn't involve you hitting another car, then it should never carry across. And it probably won't, I don't know. If it's a safety issue, then... Is Piastri continuing the race? No, his car's on a crane. He's out. Right, safety car is ending this lap. We are on lap 4 currently of 51. Max Verstappen, notoriously good at restarts. He's an exceptionally wily fox, and he'll need to be because he's on the hard tyres. So, and it's a long drag down to turn 1. If Lando doesn't finish on the podium, it's a huge misstep from him, and he will rue the fact because he's what, 34 points down on Oscar. He has to get as many back this weekend as possible. Right. Max is in control of the cars. They're all bunched up. Oh, it'd be so easy to fuck it when you're weaving like this. It'd be so easy to fuck it. I think Max is going to wait right until the line, honestly. Just weaving. Hugo weaving. When's he going to go? I think he's just going to wait. Oh, it's so tight. I hate this. He's gone. He's gone. Yeah, he caught Sainz napping. He timed it perfectly. Oh, George Russell going to go around the outside of Antonelli? Oh, Antonelli. Oh, he screws him. No, yeah, George Russell had to get out of it, and he's going to lose a couple of positions there. No, he's only lost out to Tsunoda. Antonelli ran him out wide. And yet Norris has been done by Leclerc as well. Oh, Lando. What is Lando doing? It's all those leaves. Well, Verstappen, he did a perfect restart from his perspective, timed it really well. He's already a second and a half ahead of Carlos Sainz. Five-second. Yeah. So, is that Hadjar? Hadjar. Yeah, Hadjar's got an issue because he's just fallen way back, surely. Because Leclerc's got past him. He must have had an issue there, Hadjar. So Piastri has been given a time penalty of 5 seconds. So the fact he's been given a time penalty and he can't serve it means he is going to get a grid penalty at the next race, guys. He has to. Hadjar holding off from Hamilton there, though. Fair play. Yeah, Hadjar must have made a mistake. I thought it was his hydraulic issue, but it looks like he just made a mistake. So yeah, they've officially given Piastri a 5-second penalty that he can't serve. So surely that means he's going to get a 3-place grid drop, right? Oh, Norris was so slow. There was a huge gap between him and Hadjar. Norris was just dozing. Wow. Yeah, Norris caught napping there. Hamilton was thinking about sending it 3 wide as well. Yeah, George Russell not happy. Not surprised. Hmm. A Red Bull Williams and a Racing Bull. Sonoda. Antonelli's all over. Russell's all over Sonoda, sorry. Hamilton not able to get past Hadjar at the minute. But to be fair, they are in a bit of a DRS train as well. Yeah, Russell is all over Sonoda. Yeah. Alonso just admitting on the radio what happened, but we already knew. He reacted to Piastri rather than the lights, which is so easy done, isn't it? You see someone going, just natural. It happens. Yellow flag here? Oh, green. Was that Ocon? Not sure. Sainz is closing in on Max Verstappen, by the way. Don't know, allow me. Ooh, Norris. Oh, Hamilton and Hadjar. Oh, God, that was close. The problem is Hamilton's gone past him into turn one, and he's going to... Hadjar will have DRS on him now. Norris. We want to see Norris. No, he's not close enough. I don't think they'll be able to win the Constructors now because they've only got one car in the fight. Oof, close. Norris is being held up a little bit by Charles Leclerc here. Also, what we got to remember is that Tsunoda and Russell are on the hard tyres. Hamilton also, but Leclerc and Norris are on the mediums. Well, there was balloons being thrown at drivers. I saw pictures of like balloons, like these like water balloons, and I'm amazed that that hadn't, or that was allowed to happen. To be honest. Antonelli. Oh, that was a late defense. Oh, sorry, that was Russell on Tsunoda. Christ, not Antonelli. That was a late defense by Yuki there. I thought we were going to have a situation there a la Verstappen and Ricciardo from those years ago. Yeah, Carlos is doing really well. Lawson's doing well. Antonelli, they're all, holding station, doing well. The thing is, there is such a chance of a safety car around here, though, isn't there, at any point? So... Hmm. Yeah, Tsunoda's a bit of a cork in the bottle here. Bit of a cork in the bottle. Oh, Russell's closing. Tsunoda's defending well, though. Russell's going to be close. Down to 3 or 4. Yeah, he's going to have him here. Russell will have him here. Terrible exit from Yuki. Yeah, he had him. A bad exit from Yuki. Good move from George, that. He got really close between turns 1 and 2, and then down to 4, he had a much better exit. I mean, look, it's a better race for Yuki, though, isn't it? Let's be honest. Normally, over the past first half of this season, he's not been running, well, since he joined RB, he's not been running at the front, has he? So at least he's, you know, in the top 6. Ollie Behrman being told there might be rain in the next 20 minutes. If. I mean, it does look a bit grey, doesn't it? It does look a bit grey. Mmm. Spicy. Get your snacks ready. Yeah, and Colapinto's up to 13th. Fair play. Remember, when Alonso stops, he's going to have his 5-second penalty. Where's Lance Stroll? What's he up to? 14th. Classic Stroll. I've noticed Lewis Hamilton getting out of the slipstream and the dirty air of Norris on the straights. Presumably already being told to cool the car like Ferrari are at the first lap of every race. Like, Ferrari are literally told, oh, yeah, we need you to lift and coast. We need you to cool the brakes. Usually from lap 1 of every race, so... That castle section, man, is just so... It's wild. Norris needs to crack on, doesn't he? But he doesn't necessarily seem, in this sort of DRS train, to have the pace. I don't know. What the hell's that? It's like fucking dirt all over the track. It's like a massive pile of grass. What the hell's that? Weird. So Verstappen's got a 3-second lead. Sainz holding station, though. But Antonelli is within DRS of Lawson, and Russell's, you know, closing in on Antonelli now as well. No, yeah, I think this mindset that McLaren is like miles better than everyone. It is one of the best cars, and it has the best like versatility across all different track types. But this weekend, I don't think it's been the best car. People acting like Max put like the 3rd best car on pole or something. It's not true. It's not been the best car, the McLaren. It's been one of them. They've not been miles ahead or anything. I think the Red Bull, certainly around here and at Monza, has been just as good. if not slightly better. Leclerc close to dropping out of DRS of Tsunoda. Hamilton has dropped out of DRS of Norris, or he's close to doing it. Yeah, Antonelli just dropped out of DRS range of Lawson, but Russell is catching Antonelli. This could get interesting. This could get very interesting. Also, Charles Leclerc was on a scrubbed set of mediums, I've just realised. His mediums have done 14 laps in total, as was Antonelli. So, that's interesting. So... Hamilton, Verstappen gave himself an excellent chance of winning this race by holding first position with the hard tyre from the start. Because, you know, if there was a safety car towards the end of the race, he could go mediums, which would be, you know, ideal. Imagine Carlos Sainz wins. Max Verstappen makes a rare mistake and clips the wall. I mean, when does that ever happen, though, when Max is leading? When does Max just, you know, make mistakes like that? He doesn't really, does he? We've seen him clip walls in qualifying when he's absolutely, you know, gunning it. We have seen that, but not very often. Hamilton's dropped out of DRS of Norris now. Norris is almost out of DRS of Leclerc. Leclerc's, you know, floating around DRS of Tsunoda. They're all kind of like falling back from each other now. The only one that's making progress is Russell, who's catching Antonelli and is now within DRS. Antonelli was within DRS of Hadjar there at Lawson, but his DRS wasn't open, which is curious. Who deserves first? Well, Max deserves first at the minute. Undoubtedly deserves first. Best qualifying, running a very good race so far. Oh, Hungary. Yeah, Max has done that a few times, spun it 360 and just carried on. Bloody loves it. Loves doing a pirouette. Norris has got to get a fucking move on. I know it's easier said than done, but he just doesn't seem to have the pace at the minute in this midfield to get past anyone. He's got to start making some progress, man. I said that Russell would catch up with Antonelli. Russell's had better race pace, hasn't he, than Antonelli across the board. I think if they let Russell get past Antonelli, I still don't know what that grass is on the side of the track. If they let Russell get past Antonelli, I think Russell gets past Lawson. Leclerc's very close on Tsunoda as well. We don't see it, but he was close on the timings. Yeah. Yeah, Max is... no, I don't think anyone, even if you're his biggest hater, can deny how good Max is. Well, like I say, if you're his biggest hater, you might try, but you'd be an idiot. You can not like someone, but you've got to be able to appreciate how good he is. You've got to. Yeah, it literally looks like someone's just dug up a plant and just thrown it onto the track. Max having an attitude is definitely not a myth. I mean, but, you know, it also makes him who he is. Hmm. They've got to let him go. They've got to let George go. He caught up with them so quickly. Well, Lewis must have made a mistake somewhere, by the way. He was 1.4 seconds behind and 2.5 ahead of Hadjar, and now he's 3 seconds. So Lewis has locked up somewhere and made a mistake. 100%. Because Hadjar's closed in on him by 5 to 8 tenths, and he's fallen back by more. So Lewis has made a mistake somewhere that we haven't seen. I don't have all the feeds up. Lewis's race pace not very good. Unless he's purposely managing his tyres, but... just seems like he's just not got the pace. Yeah, George on the radio saying he's got a tyre advantage. Listen, he's a rat, George. He's always like this. He was like this with Lewis. However, in this instance, I think he's right. I think he's right. But he bloody loves that radio call, doesn't he? Hi, guys, do you want to let me past? Let me past, guys. I'm George Russell. What was the last time across the line? Like a 46-1 for Leclerc, 46-2 for Norris, 46-6 for Lewis. Oh, shit. A 45-8 for Max. Okay. George Rattle. Yeah, that was the Lewis Hamilton mistake. Yeah. Oscar Piastri watching the race on a phone. Oh, God. Piastri's just watching Norris going, that's right, Lando. You stay there, you. Oh, he's in the wall. Albon. Colapinto. Ah, they're fine, though. They're fine. Albon. I'm not sure that move was on, Albono. You've alboned him into the wall there. Yeah. Colapinto was having a good race as well. Let's have a watch this again. Nah, that wasn't a gap. That's Albon's fault there. That's Albon's fault. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Albon to get a penalty for that, I suspect. So, Sonoda, Leclerc, Norris, Hamilton, Hadjar, they're all out of DRS of each other now. It's only really Antonelli and Russell that are within DRS. Sonoda is kind of catching Russell, though. Or at least keeping him honest, as they would say. Oh, they're going to pick Kimi Antonelli. That seems like a scummy thing to do. It's a bit early for a stop, isn't it? Yeah, they're pitting him. Yellow flag? Is that Albon? No. Don't know what that yellow flag was for. Antonelli in the pits. It wasn't. It didn't seem like a great stop. 2.7. Yeah. Now let's see if... The thing is, the reason I don't like this, because they've pitted him early to give Russell a chance to get him past. I would have preferred they just let Russell... They swap and say, right, have a go. If you can't get past, we'll swap it back. Because now, potentially his strategy is... If Russell can't get past now, Antonelli's strategy has kind of been impacted negatively anyway. We'll see. I think Russell will get past Lawson. I think. We'll see. You know, Sonoda did a 46.1 last lap. Leclerc did a 46.5. Norris a 46.4. Hamilton a 46.5. They're all doing similar lap times, really. And then Sainz... 10-second time penalty for Albon. Oof. That's a big one. They're boxing Charles Leclerc? Okay. Yeah, Sainz just did a 45.9. Verstappen did a 45.6. Good start for Charles Leclerc. That was quick. Charles Leclerc out in space. He's in 12th behind Antonelli, who's stopped. Well, yeah, if Alex didn't crash, you would have assumed both Williams would have been, you know, up there, wouldn't they? Russell is now in DRS as well. Range of Lawson. So it's time to put your money where your mouth is, Georgie. I think he's too far back this time, but give him a couple of laps. He's pitting. Oh, he's pitting. They're pitting Lawson anyway. Oh. they're pitting him because of Antonelli. They're having to cover off Antonelli. I feel like Antonelli's been fucked there a little bit. Yellow flag? Let's go. Oh, Lawson will come out ahead. Oh, but Antonelli might get him down into turn 4. He's got DRS. Oh, you can't be weaving like that. Alright, but there's... Nah. Not the weave. Not the weave. It was... No, not really. Well, the madness was on lap 1, Butters, when Oscar Piastri didn't get off the line and then put it in the wall. That was the only madness, really. Yeah, that I was about to say there hasn't been any madness, but that was certainly madness. I almost forgot about it. Antonelli is pretty close to Lawson here. Oh, Lawson didn't even fight it. Whoa, okay. Didn't even try and defend from that. Is he going to send it, Lawson? Oh, no, he's not. What did Norris do last time? 46 flat. But Yuki Tsunoda did a 46 flat. But Russell ahead did a 45.5. Sainz did a 45.7. Verstappen did a 45.4. Norris needs to... You know, he needs to crack on here. He's not quick enough. Hamilton, for instance, is falling back from Norris, though. Like, shit race pace from Lewis again. Like, he always flatters to deceive. He's like, oh, I feel like I'm on top of it now. And then qualifying's a little bit better. And then in the race, he just sucks. Which is the opposite of what he used to be. No, Norris isn't catching Tsunoda. Now, Norris is on the mediums and Tsunoda's on the hards, but still. Verstappen just walking this race. Absolutely walking it. Albon. I mean, Albon's got a 10-second penalty coming, so... And, to be fair, it was probably deserved. That move wasn't on from Alex. It was unnecessary. Oh, excuse me. If there was a safety car now, then Lawson and Antonelli would be screwed. Well, so would Leclerc as well. Yeah, Charles would be as well. Hmm. Well, Alex has already ruined his race, so you may as well just bin it, right? Give Sainz a safety car, give him a chance. I mean, let's be honest. Safety car is not going to help Sainz, is it? Because Verstappen will still beat him. So I don't think a safety car helps Sainz that much. If anything, it means that the quicker cars behind have a second chance of, getting past, I suppose. We'll just keep that one in the back pocket. Listen, you remember what happened with Piquet all those years ago? Felipe Massa's still... I don't know if you know, in Singapore when Renault got Piquet to crash into the wall to help Fernando Alonso. Well, Massa's taken legal action against it all these years, claiming that Formula One should give him the world title. So, the old Briatore, yeah. Saying that race should be null and void, and because of it, and so he should get the title. All these years later, I don't know why he's doing it now. Should have maybe challenged it at the time, perhaps, but yeah. So Norris is falling back from Tsunoda, but Hamilton is also falling back from Norris because his lap times just are terrible. Hamilton's the slowest of the top 6, 46 flat for him. For instance, Leclerc, who has pitted, is doing 45.3. Very poor lap times from Lewis. Norris is doing better, but he's still losing time to Tsunoda. Yeah, he got banned for life, and then it was just like removed. It was rescinded. It's like, okay. Okay. Hmm. Well, I think that's what people will challenge, which is why the FA would fight that every tooth and nail. Because if they took that, they'd have to look into, the Hamilton one, wouldn't they? Yeah, I don't know why Massa's challenging it now. Like, fucking hell, let it go. Yeah, Norris is just not progressing, is he? I thought we'd see Norris coming through, but it's mad. Norris is in 5th in clear air at the minute, and he's not catching Yuki Tsunoda. Norris is currently 4, 5, 6, 7 seconds off a podium. It's crazy. Verstappen in the mid 45s. To be fair, Sainz is doing 45.7s. They're on different tyres, but Russell doing low 45s. So Russell's the quickest on the track right now. Tsunoda doing 45.8. Norris 45.8. Hamilton again a few tenths off every lap, 46.1. Hadjar doing 46.6. Lawson behind 45.9. Leclerc 45.6. Yeah. Yeah, and then he does a 44. Okay, bye. Oh, thank you. Max has got pace if he needs it. He's got pace if he needs it. I think Max was always going to win this race. Yeah. I didn't see anything other than a Max win here, personally. Even before Piastri crashed, I felt as though it would take a miracle for someone to beat Max. And yeah, I just don't see that happening. Yeah, Williams in second place on pace. That's wild, isn't it? Why is Hamilton's pace so bad all of a sudden? I don't understand. Like, his pace is terrible on this hard tyre. Like, it's 6 tenths slower than Yuki fucking Tsunoda. What is going on? His pace was really good early part, but now it's fucking terrible as Carlos Sainz pits from second place. Puts on the hard. His pace was good in the first part of the race, but now it's terrible. 3 or 4 tenths slower than the cars ahead every lap. Hamilton's going to, like, he's in 5th at the minute because he hasn't pitted, but he's going to end up back 8th or 9th once it all shakes out. I said I think Charles Leclerc can get 5th. I think I stand by that. Yeah, Carlos Sainz just come out behind Hamilton. I mean, yeah, Williams would be happy with a 6th. So the fact that they've pitted and come out 6th, and he was running in second, started second, was running in second, didn't get blitzed by the cars behind within 5 laps. I mean, bloody hell. They would take that, wouldn't they? I mean, by the time Sainz catches Lewis in another 6, 7 laps, Lewis will probably pit anyway. Antonelli on the back of Hadjar. How far behind? Oh, actually, Sainz is only 6 seconds behind Lewis, so you will catch him pretty quick. Hmm. What does that mean? We're looking after you. We're looking after you. I mean, Antonelli should, in theory, get past Hadjar pretty quickly. So I'm not quite sure. Hmm. A safety car right about now would spice things up, wouldn't it? Ah, he's pitting. Hadjar's pitting. A safety car would really spice things up, no? Decent enough start for Hadjar. He's still 5.5 seconds behind though, so hmm. Charles Leclerc needs to get past Lawson, really. Hmm. I mean, Russell's doing all right. Just did a 45 flat. Verstappen did a 44.8, but you know. Hamilton actually matched Norris then, 45.4 for both of those out of nowhere. But Sainz did a 45 flat, so you know. But Sainz on new tyres, to be expected. What did Norris do last? 45.4. Yeah, 4 tenths off Sonoda. How old are the tyres on Leclerc now? 11 laps. And we got. So his tyres are going to have to do 31 odd laps, which, I mean, hard tyre will be fine, but these guys at the front have been on the hard tyres for 31 laps, and they say they're fine, and that was on full fuel. I think Lando, to be fair, on the mediums has done all right in terms of lasting because he's matched and been quicker than Hamilton behind, and he's on mediums. But he's then going to have to go onto the hards when Sonoda, Russell, and Max will all go onto the mediums. So tell you what, Lawson's having a good race. Like Charles Leclerc hasn't got past him yet. He's having a good race, Liam. Bloody needs one, but. Hmm. Well, Ollie Behrman's pitted though, and he for the mediums, just living his best life back there in 18th place. Guys, who's going to go into the wall? Who do we think's going to go into the wall? Someone's going to go into the wall, aren't they? You think Alex? Okay, fair. I don't think Alex going into the wall now would be good for Carlos Sainz. I think it'd be bad for Sainz. Lewis is, yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. I think the only person we could say that isn't going to go into the wall is Max. It's a safe bet that anyone else can do it. I wouldn't bet my house on George Russell not clipping a wall. I wouldn't bet my house on George Russell not clipping a wall. All Hamilton these days. Yeah, he's not been great, well, is he? Norris? Norris just tickle a wall? Safety car? Fucking ratty George Russell is going to end up on the podium, isn't he? After, you know... Ugh, I could see it. Ratty George Russell's going to end up on the podium. It's coming. They've told Sonoda to pick up the pace. Look, are you having a laugh? A little bit late for that, isn't it? Hamilton 4/10 slower than Norris last time around, and Sainz was 7/10 quicker than him. So a few laps, and Carlos Sainz will be behind Lewis. I would happily celebrate Alonso's failures, providing he didn't get hurt, of course. I don't want to see him get hurt. I just want to see him cry. Well, Charles Leclerc dropped out of DRS range this lap. I think he'll get back in it within the lap, but that's interesting. Yuki, hello. I'm gonna need you to not be shit. Okay. I can't promise anything, but I'll try. No, I don't much like Alonso. I tell you why I don't like Alonso. It's because of his snotty little comments all the time. I feel like he just... I don't know, Oh, I don't know if Lewis clipped the wall there, but he was certainly close to it. We said, didn't we? Oh, that's perfect. Brushed it. I just don't like the shit Alonso comes out with, his attitude. I just think he's a prick most of the time. Listen, I don't doubt his ability. He's an exceptional driver, no doubt about that. A worthy world champion. Bit of a prick, though. Yeah, Charles Leclerc's fallen out of DRS again of Lawson. He is really weird like that, isn't he? One week, let's say use Hamilton as an example, and he has a real stick up his ass about Lewis Hamilton. One week he'll praise Lewis, saying, "Oh no, Lewis will be behind," and the next week he'll just be like, "Yeah, fucking shitter." Maybe not quite that dramatic, but he's really weird. The way he flip flops around, it's like he's a psychopath, and he likes to build people up so he can knock them back down. you know what I mean? I'll build this man up just so I can crumble his house to the ground. It brings me more pleasure. Albon's having an interesting race, and he's still got to serve his 10-second penalty. Alonso's a big fan of Max as well. Big fan of Max Verstappen. He's always sucking him off. Yeah, Lewis losing more time again to Norris. And Sainz gaining. I wonder when they'll pit, because you're coming up to, what, 15 laps to go? You'd want to get him back out on that medium, wouldn't you? It'd be impossible. Like, it's like 94 points. There's no chance in hell that he can win. Having said that, the championship leader isn't gaining any points, so he will gain 25 on those. So it is down to 70-ish. But it's too much. It's too much. There's 7 races to go. It's too much. He could win every race, and it still wouldn't be possible. It's a shame for Albon, because he's had some good overtakes this race. You know, he's been enjoying himself. It's just a shame that move on Colapinto not only ruined him, but ruined Colapinto as well. It's a shame. Yeah, I mean, are they saying that on the radio to try and force Tsunoda to pit? Because that seems like quite a... They're saying to Norris, get close to Tsunoda so we can undercut him. Feels like saying that on the radio is a bit bold. As they're going to tell Lewis to box. I mean, I'm not surprised. Pace is dog shit. Get him in. Retire the car, as far as I'm concerned. Lewis is just doing a full Sebastian Vettel. And listen, no matter what you think, it happens. The best drivers in the world, they lose it. We were talking about this. It happened to Sebastian Vettel quite early on in his 30s, to be honest. He lost his edge. And it's happened to Lewis. And that's you get old, it happens. It just happens, doesn't it? You can try and fight it as much as you want, but that's just the way it is. Yeah, he's just not as strong as he was. Like, he just doesn't have that edge anymore. He doesn't have the speed, and that's the way it is. It happens to everyone. I said Leclerc could get to 5th, but I'm actually now not sure he can. Because he can't get past Lawson, and then there's Antonelli, Sainz. Norris obviously has got a pit. I actually don't think the Ferraris can even get to 6th. Right, they're going to box Norris. They're going to box Norris. He's going to come out ahead of Charles Leclerc, Norris, surely. God, that pit lane is scary, isn't it? Ooh. Oh, it's terrible! Oh, you morons! 4.1 second stop. And they don't have Oscar Piastri to move out of the way this time. Oh, dear. That's the difference between him maybe getting out ahead of Lawson and being behind them both. Oh, dear. Terrible, terrible pit stop. Just show us Oscar going. Oscar's been on the phone. Oscar's been on the phone, lads. That's $5,000 to fuck the pit stop up. Right rear. Rear Jackman looked like he was on fucking holiday. Yeah, the front right wouldn't go on. Yeah, front right wouldn't go on. So now Norris is going to be in a DRS train behind. Ugh. Yuki Tsunoda, perfect stop for him. Oh, is Lawson gonna... Oh, it's close. Oh, Lawson might get him, you know. Lawson might get him down into turn 4. He is. Oh, that was close. And now Charles Leclerc behind Yuki Tsunoda. I can't believe Lando's in 8th. And Hamilton now fastest lap. Oh, you found the loud pedal, did you, mate? Yeah, well done. Yeah, boxing George Russell. I can't believe Norris is only in 8th. Right. He's had a day off, hasn't he? In a day where he really needed a good performance. Oscar Piastri has crashed out of the race and Norris isn't going to punish him for it. He's not gonna get on the podium and not gonna punish him. Like, yeah, not good, is it? Can he get past Charles Leclerc, though? I wasn't looking at George Russell's stop there. I feel really bad for Anstelli because Russell's going to get ahead of him. Oh, Lando. No, he's not getting past there. Lando needs all of these positions. He needs every single extra point that he can get on Piastri. Yeah, I think... I can't believe George Russell's got up to 2nd. I said, what an absolute fucking rat. I can't believe he's got up to 2nd place. They fucked Antonelli by pitting him first. I can't believe George Russell's got up to 2nd. And Lawson's now down in 5th and Sainz is in 3rd. I can't believe Russell's lucked his way into that. I'm fuming. I'm fuming. He just does nothing and this is what he does. He does nothing and gets podiums. I mean, you could argue though that just driving solidly is worthy of a podium, and I can't argue with that logic. Red Bull would they, by their standard, terrible pit stop for Max, but you know, more than good enough. Norris has to get Charles Leclerc this time. Because Charles Leclerc doesn't have DRS and Norris is all over him. Yeah, Lando's going to get him. Lando's going to get him. Yeah, to finish first you have to finish. So, I mean, I can't argue with that logic for Russell, I suppose. He loves the run long, doesn't he? He loves the run long strat. Hold on, Hamilton's only 2.4 seconds behind Charles Leclerc now. What the hell? Hamilton just did a 43.9. Okay. Norris getting a whopping 6 points from this race, guys. I tell you what, that pit lane, right? They're coming in so fast into that pit lane. I swear to God, you fucked that up, you're dead. I'm not even being dramatic. You fuck up that pit entry, you're head on into a solid brick wall. That's insane, isn't it? It just makes me, oof. There's no way Carlos Sainz is catching Russell. He's fallen back, if anything. Yeah, it's a scary pit entry, isn't it? This one, what's the other one? I can't remember the other one. There's one other one I'm thinking of. Yuki Tsunoda. Hey, listen. Yuki's not had, like, blinding pace. But, hey, he's running in 6th position, guys. He's normally running in, like, bloody 14, 15, 16. So, it's an improvement. Rain at turn 15? What? Also, they had a floor upgrade in Monza, Red Bull. Yuki didn't have it, apparently. Only Max had it. Norris needs to at least get Tsunoda and Lawson, doesn't he? He won't be able to catch Antonelli now. So the most Norris can get is 5th. The most he can get is 5th. Tsunoda! No. Oh, Hamilton's ahead of Leclerc now? What? How did he get past Leclerc so easily? Charles Leclerc must have a problem. He was literally 1.1 seconds at the end of the straight. How has he just breezed past him? I don't understand. Lewis, oh, he's let him by. He's let him by. Yeah, that makes sense, because there was no way he was going to get by Charles Leclerc that easily. I don't understand how this has happened. Charles Leclerc had great pace at the beginning of the race. Lewis's pace on the hards was abysmal. How were they even in that position? I don't understand. That boggles my mind that was even they were even in a position. It does seem like those hards just don't work on the Ferrari because Charles Leclerc is really struggling on those hard tires. I know he's had them on for 23 laps, but you know, like Hamilton put those mediums on and was just instantly so much quicker. Right, Norris on Tsunoda. He's miles back. He's not going to have him because Tsunoda's also got DRS. I've been really disappointed by Lando Norris this race. I really thought Lando would. I really thought Lando would make progress. I really, really did. Well, the thing is, there is technically a DRS though. It's just not DRS because you can use it on every straight. So it's like a, it's weird. This active area is gonna. I think this active area is gonna cause some accidents. Honestly. I think we're going to see some big issues next year. We're going to see some big issues. This is why that first test is being done. But I don't know if you know this. The very first practice for 2026, the testing day, sorry, is completely behind closed doors. No spectators, no press, nothing. Completely shut off from everyone. And they want that. And I think they're having that because they're expecting massive issues. And so they don't want teams to be embarrassed when, you know, they have engine failures and all that. Well, the DRS in its current form is going away, Butters. Basically, right now, DRS is within a second in certain zones. You press the button, opens the flap. It's changing as of next year to active area. But basically, when they're on the straights, they'll go to straight line mode on any straight, and it'll open the rear wing and the front wing. So it's basically completely changing. Ooh, Tsunoda's giving it a go, but yeah, it's going to be... Well, they've said that the cars are going to be slower because of the way that they work. I think it's going to be shit. I think the cars will look good, but I think it'll be shit. And the engines are half ICE, so internal combustion, half energy, electric, recovery. And there's reports that they run out of energy halfway down straights. Like there's not enough. So there's real issues with the regulations that they haven't really got around. Yeah, Lewis is right behind Norris now. Charles Leclerc's not that far behind. He's only 2 seconds behind them. Who's your driver of the day? I think my driver of the day would be Carlos Sainz. I know the obvious answer is Max Verstappen, but I kind of, I expect it from him. I think Carlos deserves the driver of the day because of what he's doing in that Williams, I think. Yeah, I think I'd give it to Carlos over Lawson, I think. I can't give driver of the day to someone in 14th. Lawson's done well as well, don't get me wrong, but I think Sainz would get it for me. Yuki's definitely not getting it. Piastri. I was expecting more safety cars. We had a safety car on lap 1, and then we've not had anything since. I was expecting I was expecting more safety cars or red flag or something. Considering what qualifying was like, I was expecting it, but we've not had it, so. Would Operation Alex benefit? No. I think that would make it worse for Sainz. Oh no, there's only been one safety car, hasn't there? Or am I misremembering? It was one at the start and that was it, wasn't it? Come on, Lando, send it. You've only got 4 laps. Do you not want to win the World Championship? Come on. I mean, at this rate, Norris is going to either finish 7th or 6th, isn't he? And considering his teammate is, out of the race, it's just not. It's not what championship. It's not what champions do, is it? If Max was in his position, oh God, Charles Leclerc wide there, he'd be maximizing this right now. But he isn't. So this would be classic Lando, by the way, on the last few laps to send it on one of these cars and fuck it up and crash. It would be classic Lando Norris. I'm telling you. Well, they're talking about the decision here from Red Bull to not ask Lawson to move out of the way. They would have done if a championship was on the line. You bet your bloody ass if they needed the points for the constructors, Red Bull, Lawson would have been out of the fucking way. The reason they're not making him move out of the way is because they don't need him to. Like, they don't need him to, do they? There's of no benefit to them to do that. It is impressive that Lawson's managed to keep all these behind him, to be fair. Because he doesn't have DRS, and on this track especially. It's impressive. Albon up to 11th, which is, of no benefit to him anyway, because he's miles behind Hadjar in 10th, and he has a 10-second penalty. I don't know how they could possibly know that battery stat. They couldn't possibly know. It's just such a nonsense graphic. Charles Leclerc is only 1.7 seconds behind. Like, he's not far behind these guys. Yeah, you're right. Helmut hasn't been as vocal. He's probably been told to zip it, hasn't he? I mean, we thought that Max Verstappen would walk this race, and that's pretty much what's happened, isn't it? He walked it. No one's challenged him. Sainz is holding in 3rd place. Antonelli's not gaining on him, so I'm impressed from Carlos. Lawson is hanging on to 5th, like desperately hanging on to 5th. No, you didn't really miss all that much, Chris. I would say it's not been a particularly interesting race. I thought the McLarens, would fight through, but Norris just hasn't, has he? He hasn't had the pace. He just hasn't had the pace. I'm not sure they've done anything to the car. I think, Red Bull brought that upgrade in Monza. I don't think McLaren are upgrading their car now. Everyone's focused mostly on 2026 now. But I just think other teams have caught them a little bit, and I think it'll be different depending on the circuit. I think there'll be other circuits where McLaren will still win. Bloody Martin Garrix in Baku. Martin Garrix is doing the flag, one of Verstappen's best friends. Go on, Lando. Just send it on him. What have you got to lose? I think Oscar will get a grid penalty for Singapore because he jumped the start, was granted a time penalty by the stewards, but wasn't able to serve it. Well, that's exactly what happened to Lewis with that yellow flag at Zandvoort. So surely that means he'll get a grid penalty in Singapore, which would be a nightmare for him because you're ruined in 2 races. Well, yeah, he did it. Unfortunately, that's not how it works, though. Is Lando going to send it now? Lando's going to send it. Come on, the leaders started the last lap, Lando. What are you going to do? Just on the fastest lap, just for giggles. Norris is close to Tsunoda. Show us Norris. Yeah. Oh, he's close. He's close. Ooh. He might try down into turn 4. Yeah, but it doesn't matter that he ended up in last place. The fact is he jumped the start and that's penalised. The outcome of it doesn't really matter, unfortunately. Easy win for Max. Easy day at the office. Nobody to challenge him. But he drove just how he needed to. As easy as you like for him. Oh, he's happy about that one. Yeah, that's pretty mad, isn't it? Carlos getting a podium for Williams before Lewis gets a podium for Ferrari. Well, technically, Lewis did have a podium for Ferrari. Yeah, that's opportunity missed there. Oh, Lewis let Charles Leclerc back past. Did he? Or maybe not. Did he? I thought he did. Hmm. No, it was a great drive. It was a great drive from Max. A good race. It was a good race for him. Yeah, but the thing is, Ferrari were never going to win the constructors anyway, so yeah, it doesn't really matter, does it? But Carlos Sainz wins driver of the day. Yay. I mean, he deserved it. He deserved driver of the day. Right. What a race. To be honest, after qualifying, I thought it was going to be a more eventful race, but it wasn't. But thank you for joining me. I will maybe be back tomorrow for a video game stream. Wow. So I might see you then, all being well. Thank you for joining me on this lovely Sunday. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.